Stop everything for a moment. Take a breath, because what I'm about to share could change the way you look at money, freedom, and your future forever. While most people are distracted by noise, headlines, and quick profits, something powerful is quietly positioning itself as one of the greatest wealth opportunities of our lifetime. Silver. Not flashy, not hyped, but historically unstoppable when the world shifts. The people who recognize it early don't chase money. They attract it. I remember sitting with a man who worked 2 jobs for nearly 20 years, always tired, always stressed. He didn't come from wealth, but he had one habit. Every month, without fail, he bought a little silver. No gambling, no panic, just discipline. When inflation hit hard and markets shook, everyone around him was struggling. He wasn't. That silver quietly multiplied his purchasing power, gave him options, gave him peace. That's when I understood. Wealth isn't built in excitement. It's built in consistency. Here's the truth most people never learn. Money printed loses value. Assets with real demand gain power. Silver isn't just metal. It's used in technology, solar energy, medicine, electronics, and global industry. While currencies weaken, silver becomes more essential every year. And when demand rises while supply tightens, price doesn't move slowly. It repositions fast. Think about farmers who bought land when it was cheap. Think about early investors who believed in businesses before the world noticed. They weren't lucky. They were prepared. Silver today is preparation micro moment. What if the next financial shift happens faster than anyone expects? And you're either positioned or watching from the sidelines. One woman I met started with just a few coins a month. She wasn't rich. She was smart. Over time, she turned spare money into stored value. When emergencies came, she didn't panic. When opportunities came, she acted. Silver gave her leverage. Here's the strategy the wealthy quietly use. They convert weak money into strong assets consistently. Not once, not emotionally, systematically. Silver becomes a savings account that inflation can't steal from another micro moment. Most people save cash and lose value. Smart people save assets and gain strength. The mindset shift is simple but powerful. Stop thinking in price, start thinking in ounces. Every ounce is stored effort, stored time, stored future freedom. When markets dip, fear sells, wealth buys. When headlines scream chaos, opportunity whispers. Start small. Be consistent, learn the market, buy during weakness, hold for strength. Think long term, not lottery. This isn't about getting rich quick. This is about getting free slowly and permanently. Picture a future where bills don't stress you, where opportunities don't scare you, where money works while you sleep. That future isn't built on hoping, it's built on positioning. Silver is one of the few assets that has survived every empire, every crash, every currency collapse. Kings held it. Nations backed money with it. Technology now depends on it. The question isn't whether silver will matter. The question is whether you'll be ready when it does. If this opened your eyes even a little, hit like so more people can learn what the wealthy already know. Subscribe for real investing wisdom, motivation, and strategies for financial freedom. Share this with someone who's tired of struggling and ready to build a stronger future. Your future self will thank you for the moves you make today. Stop everything for a moment and really listen, because opportunities that change lives rarely come with fireworks. They arrive quietly while the world is distracted, and silver is one of those rare moments in history where preparation meets possibility, where those who move calmly today set themselves free tomorrow, while others wonder how they missed it. Because while money is being printed endlessly and prices keep rising, real assets with real demand are becoming the true store of power, and silver stands at the center of that shift. I once met a man who spent most of his life worrying about bills, working long hours, never feeling ahead until he made one small decision to consistently convert part of his income into silver every month, not because it was exciting, but because it was stable. And years later, when inflation hit and markets shook, he wasn't panicking like everyone else. His purchasing power was protected, his confidence was stronger, and his future was suddenly flexible, all because he chose discipline over comfort. Here's what most people never realize until it's too late. Cash loses value quietly, while assets gain strength silently, and silver isn't just a metal sitting in a vault. It's used in solar panels, electronics, medical equipment, and global industry, meaning every year the world depends on it more. And when something essential becomes scarce, its value doesn't creep upward. It resets higher. Imagine being positioned before that shift happens, just like people who bought land before cities expanded or invested in companies before they became giants. They weren't guessing, they were preparing. And silver today represents that same moment of calm opportunity before massive demand fully shows itself micro moment. What if the next financial shift happens sooner than expected, and only those who prepared stay ahead? One woman started with just a few coins at a time, no pressure, no rush, just consistency, and over time those small decisions turned into real financial security, giving her peace during emergencies and power when opportunities appeared, because silver became her private reserve of value that inflation couldn't touch. The real strategy is simple but powerful. Convert weak money into strong assets regularly. Think in ounces, not in price. Build slowly, hold patiently, and let time do the heavy lifting, because wealth is rarely built in one big move. It's created in hundreds of smart, quiet ones. When fear fills the news, that's when opportunity is being created for those who stay calm. And when prices dip, smart investors accumulate, not because they're brave, but because they're prepared. This isn't about quick profits, it's about long-term freedom. Building a future where money no longer controls your choices, but supports them. Where your effort today becomes security tomorrow. Where silver stands quietly in the background, growing stronger as the world changes around it. Right now, most people are rushing through life, chasing fast money, quick wins, and instant results, while the truly wealthy are doing the opposite. They are slowing down, thinking long-term, and quietly positioning themselves in assets that hold power through every economic cycle. And silver has always been one of those silent protectors of wealth that rewards patience instead of emotion. I remember hearing about a small business owner who started buying silver during tough times when profits were low, not because it felt comfortable, but because he understood that hard seasons are where strong foundations are built. And years later, when inflation erased the value of cash savings, his silver had preserved his buying power and even grown, allowing him to reinvest, expand, and live without constant financial pressure. What makes silver different is that it isn't just something people collect. It's something the modern world runs on, from clean energy to advanced technology. And as the world pushes toward innovation and sustainability, demand for silver keeps climbing while supply struggles to keep up. And whenever that gap grows, value doesn't stay quiet for long. Micromoment, the biggest fortunes are built before the crowd realizes what's happening. Smart investors don't wait for perfect conditions. They build habits. They buy when prices are calm. They add during dips. And they hold with purpose, understanding that every ounce is stored time, stored effort, and stored future freedom. One young couple I met treated silver like a long-term savings plan, cutting small, unnecessary expenses and converting that money into real assets each month. And over time, what started small turned into real financial stability, giving them confidence to take risks, start new ventures, and plan a life without fear. The lesson is simple. Wealth isn't about how much you make. It's about how wisely you position what you keep. And silver offers a bridge between today's effort and tomorrow's independence, turning patience into power and consistency into security. When others panic, calm minds build wealth. When headlines scream crisis, smart money quietly accumulates because opportunity always hides inside uncertainty. While most people wait for the perfect moment, smart investors quietly build their future through small, consistent moves, and silver has always rewarded those who think long-term instead of emotionally, because it holds real value when currencies weaken and markets shake. I've seen ordinary people turn simple monthly silver purchases into real financial strength, not through luck, but through discipline, patience, and understanding how assets grow over time. Silver isn't just metal. It's a foundation for technology, energy, and global demand, making it one of the few assets that rises in importance as the world evolves. When fear rises, opportunity is being created for those who stay calm and prepared.